Hey, Bob Humolo here. Do-yourself tips.info. Anyway, today we're going to do some splitting wood. And I'm a big fan of Fiskars. I've had other equipment. I've been burning firewood over 30 years, and I've had different various equipment. I've had the hydraulic gas splitters. I've had one of those. I've also had a electric hydraulic splitter from Ryobi. I had one of those. But because of these lightweight, I have two split mauls that I use. One is about 2.5 pounds or so, and the other one's 4.5 pounds for the tougher, bigger wood that I'm splitting. And typically in this part of the country, in the Northeast, there's we usually burn ash, oak, maple, and I do burn some pine because when it's really dry, it's a good kindling wood, and it's good to get your fire hot when especially if your wood's just seasoned or a little bit under seasoned. So what I'm going to do is a demonstration for you. Using the Fiskars splitting mauls, which I really love. They're awesome, and they're very fast once you get a system set up. Now, some of the equipment you'll need. I have the two mauls. This one being the 2.5 pounds for smaller wood, and this one being the 4.5 pound, just a bigger head, a couple more pounds. One of the things I would not be without is this little item I bought a few years ago. I was logging one fall, and I was in the shop, and I saw this for 20 bucks, and I took it, and never used one before in my life. And this is a log hook, and it makes an awesome way to grab your wood, especially when it's cold and wet snow that I'm working in now. And I have an affectionate name for it. I call it Hooky Low. So I don't go anywhere without Hooky Low. Anyway, let me show you how some of this wood split and demonstrate it for you using this tool in my two splitting mauls. Okay, I got a little piece of maple up here, and I got the 4.5 pound splitting maul. I made short work of it. The Hooky Low, you can see how I hooked the end of the log, or I can hook the side of it. The big log, I'll hook the end of the bottom of it like so, and then I'll grab the top, and this makes a easy way to handle a heavy piece of wood. But when it's on the wood pile, I just take, if it's laying like that in the wood pile, I hook it in straight in like that, pull it out, set it on my stump. So by using this, I don't have to get my hand, my gloves all wet. Keeps my hands out of the snow. Hooky Low brings another one to the stump. You can see there's a natural split here. I look for that. The wood is already starting to split. It has a natural split like this one, with a split. You can see it cracked here, and I go with it. I work with the wood, not against it. Also, when you're cutting firewood, as you can see, there's a little bit of a lean on this one. You want to cut your firewood straight and not too much of an angle, especially if you're going to split it. It doesn't matter how you cut it when you're not going to split, but when you're going to split your wood, make sure you cut your firewood at a 90-degree angle. That way when you go to put it up on your stump, you don't have to play with it. It stays up there. So you can see this one's a little off. I'm going to use a little bit lighter weight one. This is a 2.5 pound split maul by Fiskars, and show how that works. I'll put it back up there and get another split. There's a crack right there on the wood again. I'm just going to go with that. More speed with it. Comes right down on it and does the job quite nicely. That's why I have 2 mauls. Now, see if I can get a piece of pine for you. Pine is always a fun thing to split. Actually, pine is harder to split than oak is. And this is when I like to use the bigger maul. I'll show you the little maul and the effect it has. Okay, you saw the little maul just kind of went into the wood. Now I get the bigger maul. Watch what this does. It's going to do a lot more and much quicker. So it's like having 2 hammers. For instance, you may have a framing hammer and then your regular hammer, or you may have a regular hammer and a finish hammer. Cookie Low is a great tool. It makes light work of grabbing your wood and splitting it. Just remember, like I said, 2 mauls are better than 1. They're not that expensive, and they make great choice depending on the size of wood you're splitting. Because also I like the idea of when I get into pine and my bigger oak logs, firewood sections, I like that bigger maul because it has the the extra weight and the size of the blade to make a real difference and make my job easier, because I'm doing this by hand and I do all my firewood. I heat with nothing but wood all winter, every year. In fact, I'll show you. I've got a fire going right now in my wood stove, and I'll show you the smokestack. As you can see, I'm burning wood constantly in the winter months, and I'm heating all the hot water I could use from that wood stove as well. Here's another trick too. Let's say you got your maul stuck in a piece of wood, and if it's not too heavy, depending on your strength, what I do, if it's really stuck, rather, you can always, there's 2 things you can do. You can get your other maul out, or a wedge, and drive it in below here, in this section right in here. But what I do is I just pick it up, turn it upside down, and hit it on the flat, the back end of the maul, and right on the stump, just hit it, and there it is. That way there, it really helps you to, if your maul gets wedged stuck, hit on the back side of it on your stump, you'll split it, just like you did right here. No problem. Got this lawn cart that I use in the summer for getting firewood. I have a motorized version now. I used to do it by hand. I pushed the lawn cart by hand, but now I have a motorized version, and I'll be sharing that with you in the upcoming videos. But this is a nice, easy way for me to, when there's a lot of snow now, you couldn't use a wheeled vehicle because there's too much snow. And I also planned it, and I stacked my wood here. As you can see over here, when I put my wood, I put it uphill on purpose. Because what I did is when I take the wood into the cellar to the wood stove, I'm going downhill. As you can see right there, it's going to be all downhill. So that was intentionally done on purpose so that I wouldn't have to. This wood is really heavy. When I get a load like that, it's pretty tough to pull. If it was on ice, it would be easy, but not snow. And so what I've done is I've gone down on purpose. I'm just going downhill with it. Right to my deck, double sliding door, open both doors, and in I go. In fact, I'll demonstrate it for you right here. How I bring the wood in. See, it's all downhill, so I don't have to kill myself. Open the doors.